Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? So there's not a whole lot going in the news, but there was an article that came out earlier in June that I wanted to review. So this has the potential to really strengthen the Iraqi Dinar. You'll see why here in just a moment. But I'm anticipating it's going to have a major overall effect against the United States, not in a positive way. So let's go ahead and review this. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold, silver, or any other precious metals, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description, or just type in www.moneymetals.com/Pimpy. If you make a purchase when you follow that link, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win 10 free silver ounces. So get started today, and hopefully your stack will start to look like this real soon. So head on over, tell them Pimpy sent you. You can follow me over on other platforms. I do have my own group over on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So head on over here and join us. It's free to do so. In here, I do post updates. If I should get on suspension from YouTube or get removed from YouTube and you want to know what happened to me, I'll let you know right here in this group. I can be found on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and the cool thing about YouTube, if you come over here and you join and you find my channel, I got videos going back, I believe, a couple years. So if you want to see some older videos that I have on Nasera, Jacera, gold, silver, cryptos, come on over here and join. Look me up and check out my videos. You can also find me on Odyssey. Catch me on Rumble. When I say that the links for all these are down below in the description, some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's real simple. Just go down to the bottom right here of any of my videos. See this? This is the description. Hit show more. And there are all the links to all the platforms I just spoke about. So if you do want to head on over to Money Metals, just click it. And there you are. So come on over. Join us. I look forward to having you. So we have high-ranking Pentagon delegation that'll visit Baghdad and Erbil. No biggie. Meeting of the Iraqi Center on dollar price changes in informal markets. So the Anti-Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Council on Tuesday discussed dollar price changes in informal markets. These titles these guys have, it's really crazy, man. So there was a statement that was received that said that the governor of the bank, chairman of the Council for Combating Money Laundering and Financing of Terrorism, chaired a meeting with the regular session of the Council for Combating Money Laundering and Financing of Terrorism. They went on to say that the council hosted the Director General of the Legal Department and the Director General of the Real Estate Registration Department at the Ministry of Justice to discuss the mechanisms for applying due diligence controls to combat money laundering and terrorist financing in the real estate registration departments. The council reviewed the steps in preparation for the mutual assessment of the Republic of Iraq to be held next August. They pointed out that the council has taken a number of decisions in this regards with the aim of preserving Iraq on its advanced position in the control measures that resulted in its exit from the gray area in the 2018 international classification. So what they were discussing, the developments in the exchange rate changes of the dollar currency in the informal markets and the measures taken by the Central Bank of Iraq on them. So there are many of us who can see the parallel rates. We know there's a fixed rate. We know there's a parallel rate. Now for a lot of us, if I'm looking at $1,300 as the fixed rate, but on the black market, I'm getting like 1,400 dinars, it might seem like something very small to us, because it is. But you have people out there with the ability to purchase millions of dinars. So if they could take US dollars and purchase millions of dinars and then funnel them, they make a pretty big profit. So it seems like something that might seem like a small fry deal because the difference between the parallel markets doesn't seem that big of a deal. But if you have millions of dollars that you're playing with, it could be pretty profitable. So Iraq officially sets the date for provincial council elections on December the 18th. So this December, we will have an election. A statement by the council stated that the decision came in compliance with the ministerial curriculum adopted by the government and approved by the House of Representatives last October. So this isn't your normal election. This has to do with people being voted into high office to run different ministerials. The central bank confirms its powers in inspecting banks and financial institutions. Of course, it needs this type of authority in order to look for illegal financing and auditing banks to make sure that they're on the up and up. So this is what I'm talking about. So talking about Brent crude oil may rise towards $100 a barrel as Saudi output cut could worsen supply gap analysis. So if you don't think these cuts have anything to do with politics, then you're missing the bigger picture. We are about, let's see here, 18 months away from an election. And in this July, Saudi Arabia is about to cut 1 million barrels per day. A global shortfall in crude oil supplies is set to deepen in the third quarter as the world top exporter, Saudi Arabia, pledged extra output cuts from July in a move likely to push Brent towards $100 a barrel by the end of the year. That means our gas prices are going to go up. The sad part is the idiot that's in the White House has already used up most all of our emergency oil reserves, which is supposed to only be used for wartime, not in a time where he's trying to look good politically. So Trump has set up a pretty large amount of reserves for us, and then this guy in about 2 years has depleted it. So we have nothing to even fall back to help maintain a certain price level. Oil prices jumped more than $1 a barrel on Monday. A Saudi energy minister said on Sunday its output would drop to 9 million barrels per day in July from 10 million barrels per day in May. It's the kingdom's biggest reduction in years. Yeah, when you say something like, we probably need regime change in Saudi Arabia, that might piss off Saudi. The voluntary cut pledged by Saudis is on top of a broader deal by the OPEC countries and their allies, including Russia, to extend production cuts into 2024 as the group seeks to boost flagging oil prices. Saudi Arabia has a track record of delivering on material cuts, so if they tell you they're going to do it, they do it. Hence, we would expect the full 1 million barrels per day unilateral cut to hit the market in July, nearly doubling the true physical reduction we have seen from the producer group since October. Since the move has paved the way for tighter supplies and puts a $70 a barrel floor under prices, analysis said, however, the Saudi cut is not likely to drive prices sharply higher immediately, as it would take time for inventories to be drawn down. No, they're almost there now, so it's not going to take long. Plus, you think about these huge corporations price gouging the citizens, they don't give a crap. As soon as they start making the cuts, I anticipate by the end of summer, you'll start to see gas prices go even higher. Now, I don't know about you, but we're over here in California and we're seeing almost $5 a gallon. Yeah, that's how much we're paying for gas. With Saudi Arabia protecting oil prices from sliding too low by cutting production, we think oil markets are now more prone to a shortfall later this year. We think Brent futures will rise to $85 a barrel by quarter 4 in 2023, even with the tepid demand recovery in China factored in. So Goldman Sachs analysts are saying that the moderately bullish OPEC meeting partly offsets some bearish risk to the bank's December 2023 price forecast of $95 a barrel, including stronger than expected supplies from Russia, Iran, and Venezuela, the weaker than expected Chinese demand. ANZ said that the potential for a strong rally in crude prices had risen sharply as supply is expected to tighten significantly in the second half of this year if the U.S. Federal Reserve pauses interest rate hikes and macroeconomics headwinds ease. So, that's what's going to happen. This is why you didn't see the Feds do a rate hike, because they're just going to cause the economy to really tumble. Had the Feds risen the rate again, you got people out there paying higher mortgages now, higher amounts of money on their credit card payments, higher payments on their car loans, to the point where people don't want to purchase cars, they don't want to purchase homes. All that is affecting our economy. Now you want to add on top of that, Biden had pissed off Saudi Arabia, so now they're cutting oil production to keep the price of oil at a higher level, benefiting all of the Arab nations over there, the oil producing nations, that is. So one of those nations, of course, is Iraq. So one of the stresses that it had for Iraq is in their 3-year budget, they had set the price for $70 per barrel. And I was concerned that they wouldn't be able to keep that up. But this article is telling me something different, which is good for Iraq and their economy and, of course, their budget, considering their budget is funded 95% from oil sales. It says investors are likely to add bullish bets, comfortable that Saudi Arabia and OPEC will provide a backstop should the markets hit any hurdles, maintaining their year-end target of $100 a barrel for Brent. However, price gains may be limited in the short term until there are signs of tightening in the physical market, which is not going to take long. By contrast, the UAE is allowed to raise output targets by 200,000 barrels to 3.22 million barrels, while Russia, Africa, and other smaller producers cut their quotas to bring them in line with the actual production levels. So, as you can understand, this is really good for Iraq. They're going to be able to maintain the price per barrel that they were hoping for. At the same time, this is going to allow Saudi Arabia to do what they wanted to do, was punish Biden. The gas prices are going to go high. People are going to have a hard time getting to work. Most of their money is going to be going towards gas prices, unfortunately. The cost of living is starting to go up. Inflation is on the upswing once again, despite all the data manipulation. So it's going to be a tough time between the end of summer and by the time the election rolls around a year later. If we don't get the right person in office to bring us back to the type of economy we had prior to Joe Biden, I don't know what's going to happen in this country. Anyways, that's it for now. You guys let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from your comments, and I will catch you later. I'm out.